Thank you very much, Mrs. Chair. Good afternoon to you all. I'm here in my capacity of Vice President with primary responsibility on the Parliament's budget. And of course, I'm here pleased to exchange views with you, together with the Secretary General and the Internal Auditor, and as we've just listened, the member of the Court of Auditors, in order to prepare the discharge of the European Parliament for 2018. As you know, the replies by the Secretary General have been made available, and we will listen a general presentation on that afterwards. I would like, for my part, to focus on the 2018 Parliament's budget, mainly to recall some of its priorities, and also recall that these were endorsed by the Committee on Budgets and the plenary of this Parliament. Expenditure under Parliament's budget is concentrated largely in three main cost centers. The first one, the spending on members. The second one, the spending on staff. And the third one, the spending on buildings. These three cost centers accounted for a little more than 2/3 of the Parliament's budget in 2018. The remaining 1/3 entail expenditure on telecommunications and IT, language services and European political groups, parties and foundations, and some also on administrative expenditure and other staff-related expenditure. The 2018 budget was decided at political level, fixing clear priorities. Let me just remind the most important ones. First, investing in the communication campaign in preparation of the 2019 European elections. Secondly, the improvement of Parliament's security in various areas, including cyber security and communication strategy. Third one, continuing projects to digitize and computerize procedures with a view to turning Parliament into a modern institution and reducing its carbon footprint in order to try to make of our Parliament a state-of-the-art ICT user of tools and solutions as advanced as possible. Then also continuing the financing of Parliament's large building projects. The Martens building was finalized and handed over in time to its users in 2018. And one of the best administrative buildings in Belgium, I must say, certified as excellent. And also the Adenauer building in Luxembourg. It is about to be completed, and the first moves are scheduled already by the end of this year. Another priority was the policy of multilingualism in order to ensure equal treatment of all languages and enable the EU citizens to communicate with the institutions and enjoy access to the institutions' documents in their own language. Of course, this also has to do with our efforts in terms of providing interpretation in a number of different kinds of meetings. Also a priority on the Parliament's commitment to improve our environmental performance. In this respect, I would like to underline that the European Parliament objective is to reduce CO2 emissions per full-time equivalent by 40% between 2006 and 2030. And I'm glad to say that between 2006 and 2018, Parliament has already reduced its emissions by approximately 37%. nearly reaching the 2030 target. And finally, the mainstreaming of Europa experience, namely now in the European Parliament liaison offices. It has been a very successful and important tool for getting closer Parliament to citizens. Experience centers reproducing the features of the parliamentarian here in Brussels on a smaller scale were opened already in Berlin, Ljubljana, Strasbourg, Helsinki, Copenhagen, and very soon in Tallinn. Parliament had to cope in 2018 with intensified legislative work. We must be aware of that. Just to give you some figures on this, as for statistics, 525 parliamentary committee meetings took place in the second half of our legislative term, compared to 392 in 2017. 307 trilogue meetings were organized in 2018, and this compares with 251 in 2017 or 135 in 2016. The end of the legislative term was very demanding in terms of this legislative work and all the services that had to be provided. In the field of assistance to members, our Parliamentary Research Service answered more than 2,160 requests for substantive research and analysis from about 67% of individual MEPs. It also replied to over 342 requests from other parliamentary clients. Also undertook targeted research work for 20 parliamentary committees. And most importantly, over 30,000 citizens' inquiries were treated and more than 1,000 publications were produced. Overall, and this is of particular interest for this committee, in 2018, 99.2% of the final budget was committed, so only 0.8% had to be cancelled. And this was possible due to, of course, a high degree of implementation of the budget, as requested by the financial authorities, and also because we made use of a transfer of unspent funds following, of course, a positive opinion of the Committee on Budget, so as to help fund the construction of the new Adenauer building. To conclude, I will just underline what has just been said by the Court of Auditors. Court of Auditors has made a positive assessment. No material errors were identified, and no recommendations to the European Parliament on this matter. So, a dream report in terms of implementation of our budget. Thank you very much. I'm available for our exchange of views.